Come Deliverance on hardcore mode. We are on part 32. We have infiltrated the monastery, and we're going to track down Mr. Pius. And what's kind of crazy is I fell asleep last night and woke up in whatchamacallit. I woke up outside of the frickin' monastery, so at the end of the last part, I had to lockpick myself in. So the good news is I have lockpicks. Just gonna chill until this part is over, and then I can start talking to people over at breakfast. Yeah, people are gonna start leaving. It's almost breakfast time. Well, better get to breakfast. I'm hungry anyway. Let's go.
His actions for those of harder hearts and ruder minds. The abbot should always remember what he is and what he is called, and should know that to whom more is committed.
Oh dang! It put me down here.
More is required. Let him make no distinction of persons in the monastery. Let him not love one more than another, unless it be one whom he finds better in good works.
Hope I can talk to some homies.
And let him not shut his eyes to the faults of offenders.
I don't have anything to read, do I?
Since he has the authority, let him cut out those faults by the roots as soon as they begin to appear. Remembering the fate of Heli, the priest of silence, the well-disposed and those of good understanding.
You guys might be interesting to talk to.
I'm Gregor, a novice.
I know. I saw you at the ceremony. My name is Nebulus, and I'm the provost here. I'm in charge of the monastery's property, as well as handling trade with the outside world.
That means you get to leave the monastery?
No, not at all. I just write lists and send them out.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm the provost of this monastery. It's my job to ensure the monks live a humble life and that any surpluses go to the poor. But in reality, I spend all my time making sure my brother's gluttony and
Gonna do a
construction
lot
the
of
new
talking
church
this part.
don't swallow up the few resources we have left.
I'm interested in the election of the new abbot.
You're not alone. Everyone's so worked up about that they spent no time considering how they could make the monastery a better place now.
Why? What's wrong with it now?
Many brothers think more about their stomachs than
This guy's
prayer.
one of the guys
The
running.
older brethren bend the rules of the order to make them fit their interests. So, to balance the scales, they want the novices to lead exemplary lives. Sin abounds here, just as in the outside world.
What sins are you talking about?
The scripture says, "Let he who is without sin cast the first stone." I'm sorry, Gregor, it's not my place to speak about the sins of others.
Okay.
Tell me something about how the new abbot will be elected.
A new abbot has to be elected once the old one dies. All the brethren can vote, with the exception of novices. The abbot's crozier will be conferred on whoever is chosen, and he'll take the vow. When he becomes abbot, a monk spends most of his time dealing with politics outside the monastery, instead of actually leading the monastery. But he still maintains a fundamental influence on life here.
Okay.
Can you tell me about Abbot Peter?
Peter's wise in the ways of politics and a good shepherd, but as you've already heard, he's old and infirm. The other brothers see him with one foot in the grave, but I still have hope for him. But you, brother, don't let yourself get involved in the games of your superiors. Could you help me with something?
With what?
I'm interested in medicine, and I know there's a cure for the abbot's ailment. With your help, I could find out the details, and together you and I could give old Peter a few more years to do good. What do you say?
What do you need me for?
In order to get the recipe for this medicament, a few rules will need to be broken. Now you know most of the brothers believe every illness is a message from God, and that it's not our place to deny his will. I, however, think if God sent us not just illnesses, but also the medicine to cure them, then it's our duty to relieve people of their suffering. The cure for Abbot
facts.
Peter's illness could be contained in one of the books in our library, but it will certainly be amongst the libri prohibiti, the forbidden books, those we aren't permitted to read.
Why are they forbidden?
Because they contain occult and demonic practices, witchcraft and all manner of evil.
You want me to read
Or so
that?
some people claim. It's nonsense, of course. This is nothing but a book of medicine, albeit one written by a pagan. Ibn Sina, also known as Avicenna, is universally acknowledged to be a wise man.
I think I already have
But
this
here,
book.
at some point,
'cause
someone
before I went to
decided
bed
his
last
book
night,
was
I
the work
raided
of
the
a Saracen
cabinet.
devil and must be kept under lock and key. Since then, no one can even talk about the book. But the three wise men were from the East, were they not?
Where can I find it?
In the library, there's a large cabinet with a lock on it. The forbidden books are inside. You'll easily recognize what you're looking for. The cover has not only a Latin inscription, but also Saracen letters. Bring it to me, but leave the other books there. No one will notice if one book disappears, but if more were to vanish, someone would certainly begin to look into it, which is exactly what we don't want.
I already took 2 books.
Is there anything you can tell me that would help?
There's a key to the cabinet in the prior's chambers. The librarian should have another one, or you can acquire some lockpicks.
I already have
But I
lockpicks.
can't tell you where or how. Perhaps Brother Celerius could help,
Okay.
Why can't you do it yourself?
because I'm one of the highest-ranking monks here, and one day I'd like to become abbot. Can you imagine me crawling around in the black of night searching for a forbidden book?
You could just ask for it.
Do you honestly think I haven't tried? Unfortunately, Librarian Cyril is a stubborn ass.
I'm ready.
One more important thing. There's always someone in the library during the day. To pass unwatched, you'll need to go at night.
Yeah.
It's locked.
When
I'm
I
sure
raided
you'll
the
manage to
cabinet,
get
I
in.
just
They say
knocked
Brother
out the guy that
Celerius
was there.
understands locks. But don't tell him why you need it. Once you have the book, bring it to me, and I'll then use it to make Peter's medicine. We'll soon have the election of the abbot over and done with.
I'm interested in the election of the new abbot.
You're not alone. Everyone's so worked up about that they spent no time considering how they could make the monastery a better place now.
Why? What's wrong with it now?
Many brothers think more about their stomachs than prayer. The older brethren bend the rules of the order to make them fit their interests. So, to balance the scales, they want the novices to lead exemplary lives. Sin abounds here, just as in the outside world.
I'd be interested to know more about Brother John.
I don't like to speak ill of people, but Circuitor John is the worst person the monks could pick to represent them. He's nothing but an old schemer and pedant who preaches water but drinks wine. He's won the older brethren over because they know he won't call an end to their debauchery.
Why do you want to become abbot?
Because when I see the way things are headed around here, I have no other option. Itinerant preachers speak of the corrupted black heart of the church, and I can't deny
Alright,
this
I'm
truth
gonna have
in
to
what
go
they
on
say.
mute for a
I'd like
little
to
bit.
change things and bring back meaning and
I gotta
esteem
do
to
a
the
phone
monastery.
call.
That's all. Thank you.
Peace be with you, brother.
Their weakness must be taken into consideration by the
What is it, brother?
I'm interested in...
You're not alone.
Why? What's wrong?
Many brothers.
That's all.
Peace,
Why does that take me out of the...
praise be.
Is there any way I could help you get elected? Somehow tip the scales in your favour?
What would you like to do? Climb up the tower and shout, "Vote for Neverless, vote for Neverless"?
Not exactly. You do have an opponent, John.
And I think
John
he's
isn't
sitting
my
right
opponent,
next
he's my
to him.
brother, just like you and everyone else here. We're all brothers in Christ. But there is something you could help me with. You must know there's a great deal of iniquity here in the monastery. I'd be interested to hear of anything I don't know about.
Should I find out for you what's going on around here?
Let me make this clear. I want to base my candidacy on putting things in order. But if I don't know exactly what's wrong, then my promises are just empty slogans.
Very good then. I'll find out what I can.
Thank you, brother.
Dang.
I'd like to ask you something about the monastery. Who's in charge of things around here?
Abbot Peter is the administrator of the monastery, but you won't see him. He's always traveling, and on top of that, he's old and infirm. Perhaps the good Lord will bless him with many more years of life.
And what happens when the old abbot dies?
Then we elect a new one.
Tell me something about life here.
Prayer, work, obedience. That just about sums it up.
Can you tell me something about the rule of St. Benedict?
7 centuries ago, Saint Benedict of Nursia wrote a collection of monastic rules, which we still follow today. They're read at every meal. The fundamental precepts are obedience, work, and prayer. We're fully devoted to serving God. The outside world, beyond the monastery walls, is foreign to us.
Do you never want to know what's going on out there?
And what should be going on? The sky is just as blue and the grass is just as green. Perhaps the rulers change, but the greatest ruler of them all will remain unchanged through the ages.
But bold, hard, proud, and disobedient characters, he should curb at the very
I'm interested in the monastery's history.
It was founded by Saint Procopius 500 years ago. After his death, heretics occupied the place for some time, but then the order was restored and brothers of the true faith returned.
Heretics?
Hey, good
you
morning.
say?
This is Michael Mount.
They wanted to worship God with some foreign rituals in a language foreign to God. They were driven away and their books burned.
disciples with a twofold teaching. That is to say, he should show them all that is good and holy, by his deeds even more than by his words, expounding the Lord's commandments in words to the intelligent among his disciples, but demonstrating the divine precepts by his actions for those of harder hearts and ruder minds. The abbot should always remember what he is and what he is called.
What are the roles of the various monks here?
Well, the abbot is the head, but he's not here now. Then there's the prior and the sub-prior, the librarian, the porter, and many others. As a novice, you should be particularly mindful of the circuitors. They're the ones who maintain discipline and punish bad behavior.
He has the authority, let him cut out those faults by the roots as soon as they begin to appear.
What can you tell me about the novices here?
What can I say? You're here to demonstrate your devotion to God and to live a monastic life. After a year, you can make your vows and become a fully fledged brother.
I meant something specific about the brothers that are here.
But you know them yourself. Yodok is an odd one, but he's diligent and eager, perhaps too eager. Siskin is good company, but a bit too worldly for a monk. Antonius is hard-working and will help with anything, but prays less than he ought. Lucas is as quiet as a mouse, and no one knows much about him. And then we have you, about who I know nothing.
Can you leave the monastery?
Where would you go? You have everything you need here. Anyway, all the doors here are closed and locked tight, so no one can get in or out.
What do you want me to find out?
I'd be interested to hear about any iniquity in the monastery. I need to prepare myself for what I'll be facing.
Is there any way I could help you get elected?
What would you like to do?
Not exactly.
John, but
That doesn't...
pity.
I'm interested in the...
You're not alone.
Why? What's wrong with...
Many brothers think
That's all.
peace be... Ah,
Hang on, let me make sure I've actually read this book.
Punishment due to murmurers, unless he the rule of Saint Benedict.
I have read it. Okay. Can I not sit back down?
what do you desire?
Here's the book you wanted.
Amazing. This really is it. Now I can use it to prepare a cure for our suffering abbot. Then I'll leave it in the library to make it seem as if Brother Librarian left it lying about. There'll be no investigation. It would be against his best interests, as he'll look like the one who wasn't taking proper care of the books. It will drive him mad. I didn't leave that book out, or did I? Is there anything I can do for you in return?
By his actions for those of harder hearts and ruder minds. The abbot should always remember what he is and what
I'd be interested in finding out the background of the other novices.
more is committed.
That's a strange wish you have. And the only ones who know everything about the novices are the abbot and the prior. They keep a record of every monk in the abbot's book, but you'll never get your hands on it. It's locked up in the prior's study.
Thanks. You've helped me immensely.
No, thank you. About that book, don't even think about breaking in to get it.
As soon as they begin to
I'm interested in the...
You're not...
Why? What's...
Ma-
remembering the fate of Heli,
That's all.
Peace be...
the well disposed and those of good
I'm Gregor and I'm new here.
I know. I saw you in the church during the ceremony. I have a feeling we'll be meeting again soon, and often. You see, I'm a circator.
What does that mean?
I make sure everyone observes the rule, does their work, and that everything is the way it should be.
When it's not the way it should be?
And then we're authorized to mete out punishment. But certainly you won't require correction, will you, brother?
on the abbot. Therefore, when anyone receives
About you in the election. Will you tell me more about it?
Ask me anything you want.
that is to say,
Tell me something about Nevlas.
Nevertheless is weak and toothless. He's full of hot hair. How anyone could think he'd make a good abbot is beyond me. Enough. I don't even want to hear his name again.
demonstrating the divine precept
I'd like to know what's going on here.
of harder hearts.
Well, the young brothers feel they don't have the same rights and responsibilities as we, who have spent much of our lives here. And what of it? Privilege needs to be earned. Nevertheless is lying when he says he wants to right wrongs. All he cares about are benefits for himself and his cronies.
Unless it be one whom he finds better in good works or in obedience. And let
I'd like to help you if I can.
eyes for the faults of offenders, but since he has
There
the authority,
is
let him
something you
cut
could
out
do.
those faults by
I'm convinced Nevertheless must have done something that would greatly damage him if everyone found out. If he was preaching water and drinking wine, for example,
So I should dig something up on him and tell you about it?
Exactly. But I doubt you'll have any luck. Nebulas is too cunning and careful to give anything away.
The very beginning of their ill-doing by stripes and other bodily punishments. Knowing that it is written, the fool is not correct.
I'm sorry, but that doesn't seem right to me.
And again,
He who aids a sinner sins himself.
and you will deliver his
I'd like to help you. So,
Ex-
Saint Benedict.
once I find something out, I'll tell you.
The first degree of humility is obedience without delay. This is the virtue of those
I'm not really in...
Then why are you wasting...
Christ, who, because
Thank you for answering.
they have professed, and the fear of hell,
What did you want me...
Dig up some dirt on Nebulas and tell me about it.
receive it as a divine command,
Interesting.
cannot suffer any delay.
What do you do?
Obedience will be acceptable to God, and
I'm interested...
You're not-
Why?
Me-
what is commanded
That's all.
Peace be...
delay to warn for the obedience given to superiors. For if the disciple obeys with an ill will and murmurs, not necessarily with his lips but simply in his heart, then even
What
though
is it?
he fulfills the command, yet
I'd like to
his
ask...
work will not be acceptable.
Are there ever any...
Unfortunately, yeah.
His heart is murmuring.
Tell me something...
The old abbot is practical.
Such work as this, he will
Tell me
incur
about
the
John.
punishment of
John-
murmurers unless he amend and make
I'd like to...
Never. Although
Okay, no all
Why
this
does it matter?
info.
the older.
I thought...
on daily manual labor. Idleness is the enemy of the soul.
Who's in...
Therefore,
Abbot P.
And what happens when...
Then we.
certain times in manual
Are there any-
labor,
Yes,
and
on
again
one.
fixed hours in sacred reading. To that
Are there
end,
ever-
we think
Unfor-
times for each may be
I understand.
prescribed as follows.
Who would you like to be the new abbot?
Until the calendar
I've thought long and hard about it, and I've decided to support John.
labor at whatever is necessary until about
Who would you like...
hour.
John.
The fourth hour until about
Who would you...
sixth,
John.
apply themselves
Who would you...
I,
Who would you...
after the
What
sixth
kind of-
hour having left the
Who would you...
I've
rest
thought.
on their beds in perfect silence, or if anyone may perhaps
I'd like to-
want to read, let him read to himself in such a way as not to disturb anyone else. Let none be said rather
else here?
early,
We're gonna talk
at
to
the middle of
this
the
guy.
eighth hour,
What troubles you?
again do what work has to be done until
I'm looking for... And...
week or sick
I need...
brethren
Well, I
may
can't.
assign
I need to... You're not the...
such a nature as to
No, no.
idleness and at the same
I'd like...
time not to overburden them.
Who would you...
Brother John.
Who would you...
Brother John, obviously.
Who would you...
Brother John.
Who would...
Readings on the abbot. Therefore, when anyone
I'm looking...
receives
And...
the name of abbot,
I'm look...
Lock.
to govern his disciples with a twofold
I'd like to practice...
Well, what? So you heard I used to be a... I'll trade them.
good and
Already raided the pantry. Wow. I still can't buy one lockpick from this guy. Crouch and short. So I'm either short by 12, but he doesn't really have anything on him. Selling the stuff. Let's going bad fastest. Jesus, what the most?
Can we do something about...
And let them again do what work has to be done until the Vespers. Weak or sick
Since it's
brethren
a nice sum.
assigned a task or craft of such a nature as to keep them from idleness and at the same time not to overburden them or
Finally.
burden them away with excessive toil. Their weakness must be taken into consideration by the abbot. Idleness is the enemy of the soul. Therefore, the brethren should be occupied at certain times with manual labor, and again at fixed hours.
Greetings, brother.
Greetings to you, brother.
Trouble?
You're young.
I'm interested. Do you know anything?
Only that he came to the monastery voluntarily, because he's always happy to help.
Who would you vote?
Why do you care?
I'm just interested.
I like John better. But like I've said, it's not our place to get...
Can you tell me?
I would if there was any...
Why did you join?
Because it was better. You know what? I'm glad to be here. It's better than mucking out manure.
I've read the app.
You broke into the abbot's...
I wasn't interested in your opinion.
I'm not going to tell you...
Just try it.
No.
That's funny.
The prophet says, I said, I will guard my ways, that I may not sin with my tongue. I have set a guard to my mouth.
I'm Gregor. I know. And you are?
Lucas, also a novice. Don't get...
I'd like to know something about the other novices.
I don't know much.
Do you know any... Tell me about... I'd like to... Do you know anything?
You don't get upset.
Will you tell me something about yourself?
There's nothing I can tell you.
I mean, where you're from, what sort of life you had before, that sort of thing.
I'm a novice, and my monastic name is Lucas. Nothing else matters.
Come on.
I could, but I don't want. What has been isn't important.
Belong to the master. The disciple's part is to be silent and to listen. And for that reason,
If you could,
But I can't vote, so...
be asked with all the humility and submission inspired
will you tell me...
I
mean,
I'm...
jests and idle words or
you see, I'm looking...
You're looking for someone?
I am a novice.
Why would you be looking?
I'm looking for a footpad who's hiding...
I...
Because you could help me.
That can't...
his mouth. The rule of
Talk to
Saint
him.
Benedict.
Do you have any idea...
I don't know.
Therefore, when anyone receives the name of abbot, he ought to govern.
Will you tell me...
Guy,
I mean,
I'm...
That is to
Come
say,
on.
he should
I
show the
shouldn't
more
What
have
has-
done that. Oh well.
and holy by his
I've heard that...
What?
I read it in the abbot.
What? The abbot's book is locked up in his chamber.
I was looking for something else, but I just...
No matter what you were looking for, you crossed a line that shouldn't be crossed.
actions
Yes.
harder
You can...
hearts and ruder minds. The abbot should always remember
You're right.
who he is, and
I'm glad you aren't like the other. I swear to God, I've never lain with another man. I've never sinned. When my guilt had been consuming me, and I knew...
let him not love
Cool.
one more than another, unless it be one whom he finds better in good works or in obedience. And let him not shut his eyes to the faults of offenders.
My name's Gregor,
but,
a novice.
since he has the authority
You can call me
to
Siskin.
out those faults by
Now, are you here of your own free will, or is this a punishment?
Did you say Purgan?
You'll see soon.
remembering the fate of Heli, the priest of Silence. The well-disposed and
Will you tell me something about yourself?
Look, nothing against you.
Very well.
Thank you.
Will you tell me?
Look,
Are you hiding something?
I'm hiding a lousy pot. I hate to think of... And also, I was rich, and I've no head for...
Corrected with words. And again, beat your son with the rod, and you will deliver...
But you didn't have to.
No, not if I didn't...
The rule of Saint Benedict...
They must have realised you wrong.
I donated some of the silver to the monastery when I came in.
And you stashed away the...
Indeed so.
Interesting.
What's your plan?
To get out of here as soon as I can. I'll wait another year or two until my hot head...
That's all I wanted to know.
Please, keep it to...
I'm still curious.
It's no big terrible...
What kind of a book?
I found it here in the library. It's the Necronomicon. Who knows what it means?
Oh. I'm not too sure what the prior or the...
Prejudice. But you're right.
You're right.
Oh, I'm glad you... Just please don't tell anyone about the book. If the brothers learn that I took it...
And let them again do what work has to be done until Vespers. Weak or sickly brethren should be assigned a task or craft of such a nature as to keep them from idle...
I'll leave you be.
Thank you. And please...
How is it that you don't...
I've paid off the circators to turn a blind eye. And the other monks don't notice it.
Who would you elect?
Most likely Nevlas. He's a fine monastery will still be a monastery, no matter who's in charge. If you
I'd be interested to... Tell me about Antonio.
Oh, if there was a monk I'd recommend as a friend, with, of course, the...
I'm interested in...
What could interest you about him? He's a no...
That doesn't sound too...
It wasn't meant to.
What can you tell me about...
It's a tricky situation with Lucas.
That's all.
Delay, lukewarmness, grumbling, or objection. For the obedience given to superiors is given to God. For if the disciple obeys...
So I just got a quest. Here's a thought of it.
I'd like to know... What can you tell me?
Not a lot.
Are you joking?
Why should...
I'd have thought you might...
Don't get upset.
What is it?
I'm interested... What can you...
Oh, he's always got a smile on the new friend. But I'm surprised he hasn't been thrown out already.
Sounds...
I wouldn't...
What can... I'm interested...
Nobody knows much about Lucas. He keeps himself to...
Do you have any grounds for...
Quite a lot. And also none at all. The circators who make the rounds despise him, and they...
What would you like? I'd be interested... What can you tell me?
That there's no man alive less suitable for the...
You don't...
I've heard things.
Why is he in the...
No one knows. Maybe...
Do you think he has a...
Don't we all? But unlike the others, he absolutely refuses...
That's all I wanted. What about your...
Be on good terms with him. If you show... He's a slimy little pedant who'll rat you out to the superiors. Once he finishes his novitiate...
I'm interested in...
No one knows much about him. He doesn't talk. It's as if he wanted to get it all over with as soon as...
That's all.
Okay. Where'd the librarian guy go? sitting bound either. Okay. We did a lot of talking. Oh, here he is. No, that's not him. Where'd he go? People are starting to get up and move around. Whoops. That's what I meant to do. Schedule. Whatever. That was close. I almost started picking locks. I mean, I have lockpicks a legitimate way. It's not like I cheated or anything. It's just the game made me go outside. So, during the last part, I did like a recon of here, of some of the stuff. And during morning prayers, I saw Siskin out here. Yeah. That's his stash. I already know it belongs to Siskin. I need to go work in here. Port Provost Nicholas, okay.
What troubles you?
I'm interested in...
You're not...
Why? What's wrong?
Many brothers...
That's all.
Peace be with you, brother.
I'm here for the daily thing.
Talk to me.
I'm here to work.
Excellent. I've been waiting for you. There's the alchemist's laboratory. You'll find ingredients in the chests next to it. Concoct 2 buck's blood potions. Once you finish them, you'll find me somewhere nearby. Don't forget to let me know when you're done so I can check them.
Okay. Buck's blood. I'm gonna just take everything in here. Bandages. I'm assuming he gave me the recipe for them. Read. Buck's blood. Huh. I don't appear to have the recipe. Hopefully I pulled it out of the chest when I took everything. I did not. I don't know how to make Buck's blood potions. Lockpicking. Unlock easier locks automatically. I don't think I want to do that because that could take away the experience I get. Silent Fiddler. I think Sixth Sense is more useful. So, tiny issue is I don't know how to make buck's blood. I don't have the recipe book for it.
What?
Trying to make the potions. Where's the...
What?
I'd like to ask, who would you like to...
What kind of question?
Talk to me.
I'd like to ask, who would you like...
The old abbot isn't dead.
Who would you like...
John, there's no...
Talk to...
I'd like to ask you, who would you like...
John!
Who would you...
Oh, the old abbot...
Who would you...
John!
Okay, finally. Exhausted the dialogue option. So, how does one make a buck's blood potion? Yep, I'm Googling it. Okay. I'm gonna knock this out of the park without the recipe. Inventory. I need 1 St. John's wort. I need dandelion, and I need comfrey. I need oil in the base. Then I add comfrey. Grind St. John's wort in the mortar and pestle. Okay. And then add it to the dish. Grind this. Boil for 1 turn of the sand glass. Okay. There we go. Glass. Allow cauldron to cool fully. And add dandelion. Okay, let's see how this comes out. Okay. Collect using the file. did it.
Praise be to Christ.
I've finished my work.
Show me what you've made. Spectacular, Gregor. You've found your talent. Soon enough, you'll be teaching the other novices.
Cool. What happens after this? Work in the library is signed by Brother Librarian. Okay. I want to talk to him anyway. Can I leave? Can't leave. Knowing the recipe would have made that a lot easier, but whatever. Kind of curious what's going on down here. Page. Trespassing.
This looks like the dregs after a night's drinking. Who could be coming here?
This is probably the stuff that Nebulous wants me to figure out. It takes me outside? No way. Find out what's going on. I could find out more by going down the cellars at night to take a look. Okay. So I'll come back down here at night and see what's up. Not neglect. I already did my potions. I don't know what the problem is. How many? 3. I feel like I should have a few more, but. People out in the herbarium. Do I ever make my way out there? 7 to 9 is free time. Okay.
What do you?
Is it possible to learn?
Only the abbot and...
Can I see them?
No. The abbot writes.
I found this piece of...
Ovid?
Not what? Now I believe if he'd had his... Absolutely. I imagine he...
Good.
Thank you.
Can you tell me?
The art of love.
Where should I look?
If I knew, I wouldn't have asked you.
I'll just turn all of them in once I find all of them. Oh, here's one. Cool, I got 4 of them now. Definitely won't be able to open this. Won't be able to open that. I've read everything I needed to read in here. I feel like there's probably like a torn page in every room. But I don't know.
Don't move a muscle.
Base. I made it to base. I made it to base. You can't touch me. I made it to base.
Brother?
What's up?
What are you doing here?
I definitely was there. I did come a little late.
Really? This time I'll look the other way. Brother, is this a tavern? Are we at a...
What violence?
I've had enough.
You dare...
I apologize.
I still need to look. You have a weapon. Here. You failed to complete...
Crap. Okay. Yeah, I just got kicked out because I definitely had a dagger on me. Well, that's a bummer. Restart. I'm gonna get some, yeah, I wake up freaking outside. I'm gonna get, not only lockpicks, but some schnapps, so I can save my game inside there. Assuming I have schnapps, I might not. Got 2 schnapps. Should be fine. I can work with that. And 100 groschen should do that. Okay. saying that I had to start all over, but my own fault. Just wait a little bit. Then I'm gonna skip past all the convos that I've already done. Okay, people should start leaving.
Be well.
Go eat. Okay.
I'm Gregor. And you, Luke. I'd like to. Tell me. Tell me. You don't. Will you? Come on.
I'm not
What
gonna
has-
tell them I'm looking for anyone.
I've heard. I read it.
What?
I was looking.
No, yeah.
You're
Be nice to him.
If you. But. Will you? I'm. Come on.
What has?
I'd like to know.
Lucas, Stybor.
The disciples command us to be silent, to listen. And for that reason, if anything has to be asked of the
What is it?
Is it possible?
Only the.
And can I see?
No.
I found. Of it.
Not. Now if he. Absolutely. I am.
Good.
Thank.
Can you tell?
The.
Where should I?
If I.
I'd like to. Who's in charge?
Abbott.
And what happened?
Then.
Tell me some.
Prayer.
Can you tell?
Ha. The.
Do you never?
And.
I'm interested. Heretic.
They wanted.
What other?
Well, as a.
What can you? I meant something.
But you know. Antonio.
Can you?
The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on daily mandate. Idleness is the enemy
What trouble?
of the soul. Therefore, the brethren should be occupied at certain times in manual labor, and again at fixed hours in sacred reading. To that end, we think that the times for
They're
each may be
all sitting in
prescribed
different
as follows. From Easter until the calends of October.
Greetings, brother.
Greetings.
Trouble?
You're young.
Them labor at whatever is necessary
I'm interested.
until about the
Do you know?
Oh, he's always.
I'm in.
Nope.
Do you have any?
Quite.
apply themselves to reading.
Listen.
Ha! I knew.
Crap.
Oh,
Never mind.
that's Iskit.
What are you talking about?
I'm telling you. What are you?
Perhaps want to read to himself in such a way
I don't know yet.
You should talk.
anyone else. Let none ever
I've.
said
I wasn't.
I'm not.
at the middle of the
Just.
hour, and let them again do what work has to be
Can you?
done
I would.
Why did you?
Because you know what?
until brethren should be assigned
Who would you?
Why do you?
I'm just in.
I like it.
nature as to keep them from idleness and at the same time not to
I didn't mean to tell him. I just talked too fast.
My name's Greg.
You can call.
Did you say Pip?
You'll see.
Will you?
Look.
Very.
Thank you.
Will you?
Look.
Are you?
I was rich and I've.
But you didn't.
No.
Them. And you start.
Indeed.
What's to? That's all I.
Please.
I'm still.
It's no.
What kind?
It's the. Who knows?
Oh.
Ah. Oh, I'm glad. Just.
I'll leave.
Thank you.
How is it?
I've paid.
I'll be in. Tell me.
Oh.
I'm interested.
What?
That doesn't.
It,
What can you? That's all. Who would you?
most monastery.
then even though he fulfills the command,
I'm Gregor.
I know.
What does that mean?
I make...
when it's...
Then we're...
He will incur the punishment due to murmurers unless he amend and make satisfaction. The rule of Saint Benedict.
Talk to me. I'm looking and what?
I need... I need...
This is the virtue of those who hold
No.
nothing dearer to them.
I'm looking and... I'm looking... Lock?
I'd like...
Well, say... I'll
Trade them for food. All the food that's on me. This probably still isn't enough for one lockpick. Keeping my freaking schnapps, that's for sure. 13.8.
Let's have a word about...
Well,
his work will not be acceptable to God, who sees that his heart
Since it...
I'd almost...
far from gaining a reward for such work as this, he will incur
Finally.
punishment due to murmurers
Okay.
unless he amend and make satisfaction. The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings
Praise-
of daily manual labor.
About...
Ask me anything.
Enemy of the soul.
Tell me something.
Nevertheless.
Therefore, the brethren should be
I'd like...
occupied at
Ne-
certain times in manual labor.
I'm...
And again at fixed hours
I'd
for
like...
sacred reading.
I...
So...
To that
Ex-
end, we think that the times for each
I'm
may be
he-
prescribed as follows.
I'd like... So...
Ex-
Easter until
Once
the
I...
calends of October.
Thank you for...
When they come out from
What?
time in the morning, let them labor at whatever is necessary until about the 4th hour. And from the 4th hour until...
I'm Greg.
I know.
That means you can...
No.
themselves to read. After the 6th hour, having left the table, let
Tell me
them
about...
rest
I'm
on
the
their
pro-
beds
but it...
in perfect silence.
I'm in...
You're-
Why? What's...
Anyone may perhaps want to read,
What's it?
but can read to himself in such
Tell me...
a way as not to disturb
Can you...
anyone else.
With what?
Let none ere be said rather early
What do you need?
at the
I... The...
8th hour, and let
Why
them
then?
again
It's...
work
It...
be done until
Where can I...
No.
weak or
Is
sickly
that-
brethren should be assigned
Why can't you...
But-
You could...
Deal...
such a nature as to keep
I'm ready.
One more... They say we'll soon...
overburden them or drive
I'm in...
away.
You're not...
Why? What's wrong?
Their weakness must be taken
I'll be in...
He's...
by the abbot.
Why do you...
I'd like...
Of Saint Benedict
That's all.
Peace.
on humility. The first degree of
Praise be...
without delay.
Is there a...
What would...
Not exact...
Virtue of
But... The...
who hold nothing dearer to them than Christ.
Should I find...
Let me...
Very good then.
Thank you, brother.
Profess and fear
What do you...
I'd be...
the glory of life.
Is there a...
What...
Not...
As soon
But...
as
That...
Pity.
ordered by the superior, receive it as a divine
I'm interested in...
You're not...
Why? What?
command. Any delay in
That's all.
Peace.
but this very obedience will be
What is it, brother?
God and pleasing to
Here's the book you wanted.
There'll be no... Is there any...
done without hesitation. Delay, for the obedience given to
How can a novice...
And what would you do out there? I'm sorry, I can't help.
I'd be interested...
That's... They keep...
Thanks.
No, thank... About that book.
I'm interested...
You're not...
Why? What's...
Ma-
That's all.
Peace.
sees that his heart is murmuring.
Okay.
And far from gaining a reward for such work as this, he will incur the punishment due to murmurers unless he amend
Probably should eat.
I'd like to know... What can you... Not... Do you know any... Are you just... Why? I'd have thought you... Don't... Will you tell... I mean... Come on. What had...
So much the more ought the punishment for sin make us avoid evil words. Therefore, since the spirit of silence
Had a few bites. Does that fill me up? Yeah, it does. Cool.
rarely be granted even to perfect disciples.
What is it?
Though it be for good, holy,
I'm interested...
conversation.
What can you...
For it is
I was-
written, in much speaking you will not escape
What can-
sin. And in another place, death and life are in the power of the tongue.
What trouble?
For speaking and
I'll be interested...
teaching belong to the
What can you...
master.
The
The
you...
disciple's part is to be silent to listen.
Why is he...
No one knows.
Do you think he has...
Don't we?
Has to be asked
That's
of
all.
the superior, it should be
What about...
asked with all the
He's a-
humility and submission
I'm interested...
No,
inspired
it's as if...
by reverence. But as for
That's
coarse
all.
jests and in idle words or words that move to laughter. Please be condemned everywhere. And for such conversation,
Talk to
I'm still.
It's.
the rule of Saint Benedict.
Actually,
Readings on the abbot. Therefore, when anyone receives the name of abbot, he ought to govern his disciples with a twofold teaching. That is to say, he should show them all that is good and holy.
Go down to the cellar, get this quest started. Grab the page that's down here.
This looks like the dregs after a night's drinking. Who could be coming here?
I'm not gonna grab the stash yet because I'll probably still be confronted about knocking out what's his name. Where did I get the page from?
Knowing that it is written, the fool is not corrected with words.
Peace be with you, brother.
And again, beat your son with the rod, and you will deliver his soul from death. The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on the spirit of silence. Let us do what the prophet says. I said, I will guard my ways, that I may not sin with my tongue. I have set a guard to my mouth.
Do I have a chest in my room? Which bed is mine? This is my bed. Do I have a chest? No, I don't. Another page. Yeah, I mean, I can grab that stash anytime, pretty much. Pages up here. Good in there. How long is this eating in here? Till 8. Yeah, I'm ready to move on.
Brother, what are you doing here?
I had other affairs.
Really? I'll pretend not, brother. Is this a tavern?
Very well, brother.
Now,
Just gonna wind up in jail anyway. Alright, I'm gonna mute myself for a bit. I'll be back.
The rule of
What is it,
Saint Readings on the spirit of silence. Let us do what the prophet
I'm
said.
looking and
I said,
lock.
guard my ways, that I may not sin with my
What's it?
tongue.
Peace.
I have set a
So
guard to
I'll
my
trade.
I was mute. Here,
What is it,
the spirit of silence.
Brother.
I see.
Well, yes.
That won't be easy. I can tell you that straight off.
The more of the punishment.
Could you
Rob the.
You wouldn't be.
Then what could you possibly pay me?
How much would you?
A prince?
That much?
Precisely.
Rarely be granted even to perfect disciples, even though
You have some. So you turn to.
I said it without that.
No one.
For it is written, in much speaking,
Brother.
I see.
Well.
and in another place,
How could I?
With great.
life are in the power
Is there any?
The door out of the monastery is.
and teaching belong to
There's
the
something else.
Brother.
The disciples' part is to be silent and to listen. And for that reason, if anything has to be asked of the superior, it should be asked with all the humility and submission inspired by reverence. But as for false jests and idle words to laughter,
Talk to me, brother.
to open his mouth. The rule of Saint Benedict, readings on the spirit of silence. Let us do what the prophet said. I said, guard my way, that I may not sin with my tongue. I have set a guard to my mouth. Silence. Shows that if the spirit of silence ought to lead us at times to refrain even from good speech, so much the more ought the punishment for sin make us avoid evil words. Therefore, since the spirit of silence is so important, permission to speak should rarely be granted even to perfect disciples, even though it be for good, holy, edifying conversation. For it is written, in much speaking you will not escape sin. And in another place, death and life are in the power of the tongue. For speaking
Salve
and
Domine.
teaching belong to the master. The disciples' part is to be silent and to listen. For that reason, if anything has to be asked of the superior, it should be asked with all the humility and submission inspired by reverence. But as for coarse jests and idle words, or words that move to laughter, these we condemn everywhere with a perpetual ban.
What do you
And for such conversation we do not permit.
I'm interested in the.
You're not.
Why? What's wrong?
Many brothers think.
The rule of Saint Benedict.
That's all.
Peace be.
Readings on daily manual labor. Idleness is the enemy of the soul. Therefore, the brethren should be occupied at. Apply themselves to reading. After the 6th hour, having left the table, let them rest on their beds in perfect silence, or if anyone may perhaps want to
Someone
read,
really
let him
reeked
read
of
to
matting.
himself in such
You're
a way
right.
as not to
It stunk like a wine barrel in there. And it's not the first time.
It's a mystery, but one that will soon be solved. It's a wonder the prior doesn't check everyone's breath in the morning. Then he'd soon get his man.
Sickly brethren should be assigned a task or craft of such a nature as to keep them from idleness, and at the same time not to overburden them or drive them away.
What is it?
Ah,
I'm here to work.
today's. Once you finish them, you'll find. What?
I finished my work.
Show me what? Spectacular, Gregor.
Salve, Domine.
Talk to me.
Praise be. I'm here to work.
Good. This is most likely the first time you've ever done this in your life. Here's the original, and here are the blank parchment. Oh, this is quite inexcusable.
Don't even look at that cabinet. It contains forbidden books. Don't even look at that cabinet. It contains forbidden books. Oh, you're interested in what's inside? Forbidden books, written by the devil himself. What would you like?
I'm Gregor.
I know.
What, you do nothing?
It is my penance and my blessing.
brother? What are you doing here?
I was feeling a bit...
Really? Fine then.
Get away from my cap. Folk stood in there out for your eyes to see.
Peace be with you, brother. Brother, what are you doing here?
You're right, brother.
This is your first warning.
Disciples, even though it be for good, holy, edifying conversation. For it is written, in much speaking you will not escape sin. And in another place, death and life are in the power. Speaking and teaching belong to the master. The disciples' part is to be silent and listen. For that reason, if anything is to be asked of the superior, it should be asked with all the humility and submission inspired by reverence. But as for coarse jests and idle words, or words that move to laughter, these we condemn everywhere with a perpetual ban. And for such conversation we do not permit a disciple to open his mouth.
responsibilities,
Salve,
leaving us,
be
his
well.
superiors, to chase around after them, finishing what they don't.
Salve Domine.
Peace be with you, brother.
Peace be with you, brother.
I'm telling you, someone's been creeping around. What am I saying, creeping? He was stomping about like a bear.
That must have been Brother Peter.
I'm telling you, someone's been creeping around in the corridor at night. What am I saying, creeping? He was stomping about like a bear.
That must have been Brother Cicada. He can't sleep and prays long into the night.
It's a wonder why he doesn't check everyone's breath.
Abbot Peter's help.
May God be with you.
Peace be with you, brother. Peace be with you, brother.
Touching? More like infuriating. A horrible, abominable waste of parchment. And people have no respect for writing.
I've read one of the manuscripts copied by one of the novices.
What troubles you?
I have all the pages.
Oh, brother, you can't even imagine how happy. I'll lend you the key to the cabinet containing that cabinet's strictly off limits to novices, but you've earned my trust.
Thank you, brother. Is there anything I can do?
I'm glad you asked. But not long ago, a brother brought me a crumpled piece of
Of it?
Not what, but now I believe if he'd had his...
You've seen us drinking here, so either join in or swear you won't tell a soul. You wouldn't want to end up like Lucas now, would you?
All right. I wouldn't mind some wine.
That's more like it. Sit down and have a drink, my lad. I'll say one thing, brother. This wine would grace the Pope's table.
I'm not so sure. It's a bit sour. God knows what's in it.
Probably, sir. It's a first-class cask, direct from Zneumann.
Oh, I know the taste of a good vintage, and this isn't it. I bet you that wretch Yorick got the casks mixed up. What troubles you?
What are you doing here?
What does it look like?
But...
Youngster, what?
But you're the
Have you read?
All right.
What trouble? And what would you... I'll say one thing, brother. This wine would grace the Pope's table.
I'm not so sure. It's a bit sour. God knows what's in it.
Don't be absurd. It's a first-class car.
What are you doing outside at night? You should be sleeping, not scaring people.
What have we here? That's it. The book with information about the novices. Interesting. But I still don't know which one of them is pious.
Don't be absurd. It's a first class. Brother, you were somewhere you shouldn't.
Very well, brother.
Now, Brother, what are you doing?
I was feeling...
Really? Can't you...
Therefore, when anyone receives the name of abbot, he ought to govern his disciples with a twofold teaching. That is to say, he should show them all that is good and holy, by his deeds even more
What would-
by his words, expounding
Brother-
the Lord's
I see.
commandments in
Well,
ways to
yeah.
be intelligent among his disciples.
Could you...
Rob,
You wouldn't be...
then what could...
Actions for those of harder hearts and ruder
How much would...
A princely...
Abbot should always
I see.
remember what
By
he
the
is
relics
and
of
what
Saint
he is for,
Procopius, where...
and should know that to whom more is
There you go.
Come back in a couple of days.
more is required. Let him make no distinction among persons in the monastery. Let him not love one more.
What would you...
I've discovered something.
I see.
The Circators go into the cellar at night to drink wine.
I thought so. John always reeks of it. And he wants to...
Brother Siskin is hiding...
It doesn't surprise me. It's not the first time that's happened, and it won't be the last.
That's all I know.
If you find out anything else, come...
Let him correct with verbal
I'm interested...
You're not alone.
Why? What's wrong with...
Many brothers think...
but bold, hard, proud,
That's all.
and
Thank you.
disobedient
Peace be-
characters he should curb at the very beginning of their dealings by stripes and other bodily punishments. Knowing that it is written, the fool is not corrected with words.
What do you do?
And again, beat your son with the rod.
Will you tell me something?
Look, nothing again.
From death. The
Are you hiding?
I'm hiding. I hate... I've no...
Let us do what the prophet says. I said,
What about the dagger?
That's a memento of better time.
Do you know how...
And how?
I was mute,
I see.
and kept silence
What?
from good things.
A man...
Here the prophet shows that if the spirit of silence sought to lead us at times to refrain from good speech, so much the more ought the
What would you like?
sin make us avoid evil words.
I'm still...
It's no...
Therefore, since this spirit of silence so important,
There's a lot of coin.
I admit, it might look that... I hate to think of all...
disciples,
I was rich. I've no head...
holy, edifying conversation. For it is written, in much
That's all I wanted.
Please.
escape sin. And in another place, death and life are in the power of the tongue. For speech and teaching belong to the master. The disciples are
What would you...
silent to listen.
Do you have the key?
What, you think it's that...
It should be asked with all the humility and submission inspired by
What is it?
But as for coarse jests and idle words, or words that move to laugh, we condemn everywhere with a perpetual vow.
In the night, I...
Oh, no.
Lucas, what's going...
What do you think? Just like you.
We should report them.
I agree.
I warned them if they didn't stop. I'd go and tell the prior.
You've picked the wrong people to make enemies of, Luke.
Is there something I can...
Would you?
I think...
I'm not afraid.
Brother, may the grace of...
What is...
I heard you've been...
What's it to...
I want you to put an end...
Well, well. You've read it?
I couldn't care less who's around here. All I know is, there's me, a young man in his prime, and there's you, a decrepit old geezer who's about to get his face smashed in.
Come now, brother. There's no need for such angry words. Nothing serious. We had a bit of a brotherly disagreement with Lucas, but that's water under the bridge. Please tell him everything's been forgiven, and he's got nothing to fear from us. Satisfied?
Thanks.
Remembering the fate
I'm always glad when people can come to a civil agreement.
Beware of Lucas. He might corrupt you.
What do you mean?
He's a sodomite, a sinner. He might try to get you into the habit. You're out of
the very beginning of their ill-doing by stripes and other bodily punishments. Knowing that it is written, the fool is not corrected with words. And again, be
Will you tell me something? I mean, where you're from?
I'm...
Come on.
What happened?
I spoke to the cicadas about how they've been treating you.
Really? Did you manage to convince them to leave me alone?
I turned the screws on them. They'll leave you alone now.
You've done it? You've stood up to the cicadas. You've earned my admiration and my thanks. Because now I know I can trust you. There's something I want to tell you. It's about Brother Antonius. I wouldn't like to say something that isn't true. God forbid I should cause harm by my words, but this is something I'm sure of. Novice Antonius is lying to us.
What makes you say that?
He claims he's a merchant's son from Vlashim, and that he joined the order voluntarily. The thing is, I spent a great deal of time in Vlashim. I know it like the back of my hand, and no one even remotely like Antonius has ever lived there.
Are you sure? Because this could mean that...
It's true, or Canute isn't my name. That would be my secular name, by the way, but that's not important. I know Vlashim, and I know the local merchants there, and I've never seen Antonius among them. Why would he be lying if he had nothing to hide?
Thank you for telling me. I'll look into it.
Knowing that it is written. From death. The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on humility. The first degree of humility is obedience without delay. This is the virtue of those who hold nothing dearer to them than Christ, who, because of the holy service they have professed, and the fear of hell,
What trouble?
glory of life everlasting, as soon as anything has been ordered by the superior, receive it as a divine command, and cannot suffer any delay in executing it. But this very obedience if what is commanded is done without hesitation. Delay, warmness, grumbling, is given to God. For if the disciple obeys with an ill will and earnest, not necessarily with his lips, but simply in his heart, then even though he fulfills the command, yet his work will not be acceptable to God, who sees that his heart is murmuring. And far from gaining a reward for such work as this, he will incur the punishment due to murmurers, unless he amend and make satisfaction. The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on daily manual labor. Idleness is the enemy of the soul. Therefore, the brethren should be occupied at certain times in manual labor, and again at fixed hours in sacred reading. To that end, we think that the times for each may be prescribed as follows.
What troubles you? In the night. And why aren't you spending your nights sleep?
I only want...
I know, brother, I know. But you need to...
Even if something...
Even then, I'm afraid. Who are you? Life in a monastery is...
Really?
They became monks, Gregor, but lies, jealousy...
Thanks for the advice.
That's up to you. Ah, Greg...
I've heard you're from Vlashim.
Yes, why do you ask? And more importantly, where did you hear it? Since I'm quite sure I've never told you. Honestly, the monks like to gossip more than old wives at the market.
I've read the abbot's book. It's got everything he knows about the novices.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because I was curious.
That book was surely kept under lock and key, which makes you a thief. What led you astray, brother? Do you have any idea how they'll punish you for that?
That's beside the point now. There are gaps in your little story about Vlashim.
What's so implausible about it? I've always been more interested in books, so I left my brother the shop and came here to live a good life.
Good. I believe you. I've heard you're from...
Yes, why?
Because I've heard otherwise. You aren't from Vlashim. You made it all up.
And who told you that? Whoever it was, he's a liar. It's complete nonsense.
I've heard you're from...
Yes, what?
I've read...
Why?
Because...
That book. Do you...
That's
What's...
You see, I'm looking for someone in...
But I told you...
That's funny.
Do you think you're entitled to met out justice?
Please don't tell him anything.
It would... Very well. I won't say a word. Ah, Greg.
I've heard you're...
Yes, why do you...
I've read...
Why?
That doesn't matter.
What's so implausible about...
You see, I...
But I told...
That's funny.
Do you...
If you so much...
Then what?
Alright, I'm back.
What do you...
I've discovered something. The circuit.
Aye.
That's all I know.
If you find...
I'm a new brother.
Welcome amongst us. How do you like it?
I don't...
You're too...
Will you tell...
Of course.
Anyone can...
Precise.
I need to tell you.
Tell me, son.
It's about some of the brothers.
Are you certain?
Would you like me to...
That won't be necessary. I'll question them myself. I can tell...
The Cicators.
The Circators? That can't be...
If you go to the cellars at night...
I'll look into it. I most certainly won't tolerate drinking or dice games in the monastery. Thank you for letting me know, brother. It appears you're an honest and faithful...
You're welcome, brother.
Until about 6, let them apply themselves to reading. After the 6th hour, having left the table, let them rest on their beds in perfect silence, or if anyone may perhaps want to read, let him read to himself in such a way as not to disturb anyone else. Let none be said rather early, at the middle of the 8th hour, and let them again do what work has to be done until vespers. Weak or sickly brethren should be assigned a task or craft of such a nature as to keep them from idleness and at the same
In the night... Lucas, what?
What do you think?
We should...
I agree. You've been...
Is there something...
Would you?
I'm not afraid...
Brother, may the...
I've reported...
That's unbelievable. Because now I...
What makes you say that?
He claimed...
Are you sure?
It's true.
Thank you for telling...
The glory of life everlasting. As soon as anything has been ordered by the superior, receive it as a divine command and cannot suffer any delay in executing it. But this very obedience will be acceptable to God and pleasing to men only if what is commanded is done without hesitation. Delay...
Nevlis wanted me to...
Really?
What was that writer called?
What? That?
I don't think it's really like that. It would...
Brother? If the book is for... There's no excuse for reading them. But listen, brother, for the time being, keep it to yourself. Now, you've helped me great. The power of truth...
As you wish.
I will...
not be acceptable to God, who sees that his heart is murmuring, and far from gaining a reward for such work as this, he will
Ah, Gregor.
I've heard you...
Yes, what?
Because I...
And who told you that?
I've heard you...
Yes, what?
I've read the...
Why?
It was pure...
Pure chance. Do you have any...
That's beside the...
What's so in...
Good.
when they come out from prime in the morning, let them labor.
Talk to me.
Sickly brethren should be assigned a task or craft of such a nature as to keep them from idleness and at the same time burden them or drive them away. Their weakness must be taken into consideration by the abbot. The rule of Saint
Will you
Benedict
look?
reading
Are you?
therefore,
I've no...
receives the name of abbot.
What about that? Do you know? And...
Disciples with a twofold
What?
that is to say,
Praise be...
show them all that is good and holy by his dictated
I'm still... It's no...
expounding the Lord's commandment.
I admit, I hate... I've no...
But demonstrate
That's all...
Please...
precepts by his actions for those of harder hearts and ruder minds. The abbot should always remember what he is and what he is called, and should know that to
What would...
more is committed.
I've discovered...
Him more is required. Let him make no
The older brother...
It seems...
in the monastery.
Brother Siskiyou.
It doesn't...
That's all I know.
If you find out in it...
Be one whom he finds better in good works or in obedience. And let him not shut his eyes to the faults of offenders, but, since he has the authority, let him cut out those faults by the roots. who, because of the holy service they have professed, and the fear of hell and the glory of life everlasting, as soon as anything has been ordered by the superior, receive
Brother,
it as a divine command,
well,
and cannot suffer any delay in
could you,
Rob,
you wouldn't be,
but this very obedience will be acceptable
how,
to God and pleasing
I see.
to men
By the-
only if what is
Come
commanded
back.
is done without hesitation.
Brother, what are you doing?
I was feeling a bit...
Really? Fine.
I found these.
A dagger? Why would anyone...
That's everything.
Do you know...
I think it...
Siskin?
Okay.
What do we have here? A nice sharp dagger. Now what would a monk need that for?
Ah.
I'm interested in...
You're not...
Why? What's wrong?
Many...
That's all.
Peace be with... What would you...
I've just... That's all I know.
If you find it...
I'm here.
Excellent. Today's... Once you finish...
Someone's been creeping around in the corridor tonight. Listen, creepy. He was stomping about like a bear.
That must have been Brother Circator. He can't sleep and prays long into the night.
Spirits.
But one will be soon solved.
this way. Link. Blink. Grind it up. Will for one turn.
God, what would...
I finished my work.
Show me...
What is it?
I'm here to work.
Excellent.
The devil himself. Forget
Oh no, such a waste.
What do you do?
Not now.
As soon as anything is ordered by the superior, and cannot suffer any delay. But this very obedience will be acceptable to God and pleasing to men only if what is commanded is done without hesitation. Delay, lukewarmness, grumbling, or objection.
What is it?
For the obedience given to superiors is given to God. For if the disciple obeys with ill will and murmurs, not necessarily with his lips, but simply in his heart, and even though he fulfills the command, yet his word
What trouble?
who sees that his heart is murmuring, and far from gaining a reward for such work as this, he will incur the punishment due to murmurers, unless he amend epic satisfaction. The rule of Saint Benedict.
What is it?
Readings on the abbot.
Do you have the keys?
What, you think...
Receives the name of abbot, he ought to govern his disciples with a twofold teaching.
What do you desire?
That is to say, he should show them all that is good and holy by his deeds
Praise.
more than by his words, expounding the Lord's commandments in words to the intelligent among his disciples, but demonstrating the divine precepts by his actions for those of harder hearts and ruder minds. The abbot should always remember what he is and what he is called, and should know that to whom more is committed, from him more is required. Let him make no Let him not love one more than another, unless better in good works or in obedience. The fool is not corrected with words. And again, beat your son with the rod, and you will deliver his soul from death.
Young people have no respect for writing these days, but they'll learn.
Talk.
What is it?
I found a dagger in your stash.
And why shouldn't you have? I did hide it there after all.
Well then, I have a question for you. I think you know what it is. What does a monk need a dagger for?
That dagger's the only thing I have left of my father. When I was little.
Go on, please.
Now father's dead and I'm here. Now you can give it back to me.
I'd rather keep...
But you can't. So you're nothing but a common thief.
There's as much chance of being abbot as I've got of shaking hands with the man in the moon.
Salve, be well. Wine. He smells like a brewery come morning. He's as much chance of being abbot as I've got of shaking hands.
Peace be with you, brother.
What trouble?
Talk. Salve, be well.
I think I'm going to cry.
That touching, is it?
Will you tell me something? You see, I am a novice. I'm looking... because you could... Talk to... Do you have...
I think I wouldn't like to...
What makes you... Are you sure?
It's...
Thank you for telling...
Salve, be well.
God be with you.
What would you like?
Or
Me? A criminal?
You're most likely...
Someone really reeked at matins.
You're right.
think I'm going to cry.
It's that touching, is it?
Touching?
Praise.
I'm interested in the...
You're not...
Why? What's wrong with...
Many brothers...
What sins are you talking... That's all.
Peace.
Peace be with you.
What have they done to you this time, brother? Did you have to finish someone's weeding in the garden?
God be with you.
My cabinet. The books.
What is...
I'm still curious.
It's no...
I'll tell...
What? Praise be...
There's...
What's he doing?
They call it... They sent...
So we...
Well, that's just... It could be...
Antonius. He's a
See how hard it is? I suspect...
Do you know...
I suspect...
He's certain...
It...
What on earth?
True enough. I won't...
You're talking...
Listen to me.
I thought... Remember.
There's something... I am or not. I'm looking... Because you could...
That...
I don't know. Do you have any...
I think I...
What makes you say...
He
Are you sure?
It's...
Thank you for telling... Will you tell me? I mean... You see, I am or not. I'm looking... Because you could have...
That...
Talk to... Do you...
I think...
What makes you say... Are you... Thank you for telling...
What do you...
What trouble?
I'm no priest.
I'm here.
You don't.
Someone who...
Punishment?
I don't know yet. Perhaps you could...
The missing thief?
I know.
3? No one knows anything.
I don't think you...
Don't fret, my friend.
Things will get worse. I can feel it in my joints.
I know you're Pius, the man I've been looking for.
So you're finally sure? Tell me, Gregor, or Carl, or whatever your true name is. What do you want to do now?
Something is gonna happen out there.
I don't know. I'm not sure what I should do.
Well, at least you're prepared to think and not just play bloodhound for a pack of nobodies. And I'm glad you have your doubts.
I don't want to be like the people I'm looking for. If I have to kill, it should be for a reason, not because I enjoy it.
You know, we're both pawns in someone else's game. They have
Got
plans
him.
for us. But we don't have to let them use us. We can just forget all about it and go our own way. I was a bandit, and I was at Nyhoff. I've robbed and stolen, but I swear to God I've never in my life slain innocent people. What I saw at Nyhoff made me realize my life was worth shit. But I still had a chance to change for the better. Here in the monastery I've had plenty of time to think things over. But then you showed up and fucked it all up.
So the evildoer changes his ways and finds God. What exactly are you proposing?
Both of us can leave this place. You can go back to your people, and I can go somewhere where I can live out my life in peace, and no one will try to kill me.
He was stomping about like
If we work together,
That must have been
we can
Brother
both get what we want.
He can't sleep and prays long into the night.
What if I wanted to do...
You could kill another novice, I suppose. Before we... There will...
Good. Let's...
Good. I'm glad that despite our initial discord, we could reach an agreement. Here, take something to calm your stomach. Now we'll need the keys to the monastery and some blood to make the tracks.
What are you going to do?
I need to get ready for a long journey. Prepare.
What do I need?
How else will we get it?
Do you mean these?
What?
And where am I supposed to get my...
You'll find a parchment in the kit.
All right.
Excellent. And Gregor.
Okay. Get blood. Until blood arrives the next day. Okay. And then what else did he say? I already got the blood, I got the keys. Or the blood is gonna come the next day.
What is it?
I have everything we need for the escape.
Show me. You don't have the goat skin of blood. Move your...
I've heard you...
Yes.
I've read...
What?
Because I was...
Do you...
That's beside...
What's so...
You...
But I...
That's funny.
Do you... Please... Very well. What would you like?
I've read one of the manuscripts copied by one of the novices. Peace be with you, brother.
No way. torching? Yeah, torch is clutch right now. Can actually see. Almost down. 50 bajillion ladders later. This is the last one. Reason not to continue leveling my locking skill. Sorry, boy. You guys aren't down here anymore. Ooh. Looks like something happened. Let's see if, what's his name is okay. Yeah, that said he was gonna go check him out. Seems fine. Well, I guess I'm just gonna go back to bed.
think that the time...
What's that?
Sure, sure.
Chill. Why is eating so buggy? I just want to be able to sit. Where is the Solarius guy? There he is.
What is it, bro?
Do you have the keys?
What? You think?
Back tomorrow.
Work has to be done until Vespers. Weak or sickly brethren should be assigned task or craft of such a nature as to keep them from idleness and at the same time
Praise.
taken into consideration by the abbot.
Talk to me.
Let us do what the prophets...
What's trouble?
The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings from the Spirit.
What do you desire?
Let us do what the prophet said.
I have everything.
Excellent. Straight after Vespers, we'll meet in the dormitory. We'll have to get it all done before the monks have finished dinner.
What exactly is your plan? And why can't we do it at night?
We're going to prepare a little riddle they'll never solve. And why at mealtime? Because we need the dormitory as well as the church to be empty. Then at night we'll escape. Do you follow? Take everything with you and don't forget the keys.
Good. Once evening mass ends, I'll be in the dormitory.
Rarely be grabbed even though it be for good, holy, edifying, simple. For it is written, in much speaking you will not escape sin. And in another place, death and life are in the power of the tongue. For speaking and teaching belong to the master.
I've heard some unsettling news. I've been told you've lied about who you are the entire...
I don't have anything to say.
Enough of that nonsense.
I'm Carl, or I was.
I can find out whether you really are...
Sus.
Salve Domine.
already given my boy a thrashing over this, but once I get my hands on the fiend with whom he cooked up this asinine plan, I will wring his goddamn fucking neck!
Calm down, my lord. You're in a monastery.
The insolence! Help him flee and then pretend to be him?
It's certainly an unfortunate incident, but there's no need for such agitation or profanity. We will take care of it. Ah, that's him! Stop him!
Now I've got you, you bastard!
Uh-oh.
Fuck.
You looking
If I don't
for?
kill Pius now,
You don't
I
belong
never
here.
will.
Leave right now.
Well, I don't like this outcome. Good skin. Crap. So I can't get it yet.
I was mute and was humble and kept silence. Here the prophet shows that if the spirit of silence ought to lead us at times to the frame of good speech, so much the more ought the punishment for sin make us avoid evil words. Therefore, since the spirit of silence is so important, permission to speak should rarely be granted to perfect silence, even though it is good. Silent to listen. And for that reason, if anything has to be asked of the spirit,
What do you do?
it should be asked with all the humility.
I have every... What exactly?
We're going to take everything.
Good. But as for coarse jests and idle words, or words that move to laughter, these we condemn every. Such conversation we do not permit a disciple.
8 a.m. frattery.
The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on the abbot. Therefore, when anyone.
Okay.
Whom more is committed. From him more is required.
Talk to me.
I'm interested in...
You're not...
Why? What's wrong?
Many...
That's all.
Pete.
Do one more
What do you...
alchemy task.
I'm here to...
Excellent. Today's... Once you finish...
Cockle potions again.
Priest of silence, the well-disposed and those of good understanding, as we correct the verbal admonition of the first and second time.
I've heard some unsettling news.
It's true that I'm not...
Why would you...
Money. It's better for me to serve...
Thank you for your honesty. Continue to be an exemplary monk, and I promise I'll...
Thank you for your...
Cool.
Your son with the rod, and you will deliver the soul from death.
This. Alright, spirits. Okay. Spirits. Grind up the mint, 2 of them. There. Pestle. Cauldron you go. Boil for a turn, right? Boil for a turn, and the Valerian boil for 2. And still. Boil it for 1 turn, and the Valerian boil for 2 more. Valerian. Make sure we're boiling. The sandglass. 2 turns. Boiling up. Sandglass again. Boiling up. Oh, and then distill. Bellows, bellows. And we're done. Build up my alchemy. Cure cooked food will spoil so much slowly. Healing potions will heal and intoxicate you. And displayed poison a plant. Usually you brew yourself a higher selling price. I like this one.
Praise be.
I finished my.
Show me what.
Okay. Just need to keep waiting through the day. Wait until noon and go to the library. Okay.
Peace be with you, bro.
So librarian, I'm gonna do the Latin one more time.
What is it?
I'm here to work.
Excellent.
p.m. afternoon worship. After evening mass. Okay. Oh. Whoops. Oh well.
Brother,
You're right, brother.
this is your first.
What would you...
For those of harder hearts and ruder minds. The abbot should
and then I'm gonna
always
get up.
remember what he is and what he is called, and should know that more is from him more is required. Let him make no distinction of persons in the monastery. Let him not love one more than another, unless it be one who finds better in good works or in obedience. And let him not shut his eyes to the faults of offenders, but, since he has the authority, let him cut out those faults by the roots as soon as they begin to appear. Remembering the fate of Heli, the priest of Silence, the well-disposed in those of good understanding, let him correct with verbal admonition the first and second time. But bold, hard, proud, and disobedient characters
Okay.
should curb
Is that
at the
food?
very beginning of their ill-doing by stripes and other bodily punishments. Knowing that it is written, the fool is not corrected with words.
Time to get out of here. This quest has just been nutty.
Praise be to God. For a moment there I was worried you weren't coming. Give me that blood.
Nice.
Salve Domino. And here's where you dragged my lifeless body.
We're done. You can take the ladder, bro.
Thank you for helping me out. Now we must each go our own way.
Well, I can't just let you leave. You're a criminal.
What are you on about? Did you really help me escape just to portray me?
I'm truly sorry, but you were there at the Neuhoff massacre, and you're a valuable witness. I'm taking you to the bailiff.
Gregor, you can't be serious. I thought I won't be taken anywhere. I'd rather die than lose my freedom.
To the bailiff. Oh, it's fast traveling me. Okay, cool. It's kind of funny how Carl's dad shows up if you don't get out of there in time. It's hilarious.
This is one of the men who raised Neuhoff. He should be able to tell you something useful. But I need to ask a favor. I need you to keep him out of sight so his accomplices don't know he's been caught.
Fine work, and I'll do as you say. I'll find a deep, dark hiding place where no one will hear me interrogate him. And while we're at it, I'll have your things brought here. Wait here a while.
Dice cast. I got my stuff. Yeah, I got my stuff. Oh, feels so good putting this stuff back on. Weapons, yay. I get to play the game again. Bring the bandits proof that I completed my mission. Oh, I didn't mean to kill him. Crap. It's a bummer. just want the dice off of him.
Where did you get it?
What's that?
Are you sure that belongs here?
I might get seen if I try. Okay.
That is to say, he should show them all that is good and holy, by his deeds even more than by his words, expounding the Lord's commandments in words to the intelligent among his disciples, but demonstrating the divine precepts by his actions for those of harder hearts and ruder minds. The abbot should always remember what he is and what he is called, and should know that more is forbidden. From him, more is required. Let him make no distinction of persons in the monastery. Let him not love one more than another, unless it be one whom he finds better in good works or in obedience. And let him not shut his eyes to the faults of offenders, but, since he has the authority, let him cut out those off by the roots as
Talk to me.
I have every...
What exactly? We can take every good.
the well-disposed and those of good understanding, let him correct with verbal admonition the first and second time. But bold, hard, proud,
I'm just gonna wait. I'm not gonna do anything else. Whoops. Can I not close it? I need to close it from this side. Thanks. Okay. So he said after evening mass. So I wait till 6. What we got here?
I've heard some unsettling news.
It's true.
Why would you?
Money. It's better.
Thank you for... Continue.
Thank you.
Praise be to...
And here's where you dragged my lifeless body. Thank you for...
Well, I can't just let...
What do you want about?
I'm truly...
Gregor, I won't be... You're dead!
And now, we're off to the bailiff. This is one of the men who raised Neuhoff. He should be able to tell you something useful. But I need to ask a favour. I need you to keep him out of sight so his accomplices don't know he's been caught.
Fine work, and I'll do as you say. I'll find a deep, dark hiding place where no one will hear me interrogate him. And while we're at it, I'll have your things brought here. Wait here a while.
Okay.
Good day, Henry.
Carrots and apples, picked
Fresh
today to put
bread.
a smile
Come
on
and
your
get it.
face.
Man.
Can't sprint, I'm overloaded. It's so nice being back in the tie.
Skelly. Good for...
You
all know
come
what
there. Not me, you come there.
Will she stay?
God grant. See you later.
2 daggers. You have schnapps.
Let's have a word.
Well, been a lot easier if I had schnapps. £10 overweight. Head injury? Yeah. Too bad. Alright, I'm gonna save the game. How do I get... Here it is. Card. He's gone? How am I supposed to get the dice from him if he's gone? Oh no, wait. He's in here. Okay. Can I get behind this guy? So skins in that one.
Why are you creeping around like a foot? Huh?
I'm trying to get behind you so I can knock you out. Did he not see me? Why don't you go to sleep so I can take your stuff? Fall asleep so I can get the dice off him. Are you still standing up? dice. And he's not dead. Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep. And that'll do me. So everyone thinks he's dead, but he's actually not dead. He is locked up, and I have his dice. At the monastery, it looks like somebody snuck in, killed him, and left. Decent on food now. Yep. Dice cast. I've been on my horse forever. Hey, horsey.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good on food. Alright.
Yeah.
We will continue in the next part. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye-bye now.